Hello, my friends. This is Colleen coming to you with Stash Revival. This is a hop I do in collaboration with Melanie from A Creatively Crafted Life. So down below I will have the link to Melanie's channel. Take some time and go on over and see what she is sharing for this month, for September 1st, when we bring you Stash Revival. The theme for this month was back to school, so like a back to school card or layout or embellishments. It was a friendship card, or I think it said something about a torn or dimensional card. And I went with back to school, and I pulled out my Cricut, which I haven't used much except for to film embellishments and or making titles for Stash Revival and for another hop I'm in, which is Little Scraps Big Impact. And both of them had a back to school theme, but each one has different embellishments and each one has different layout at the end. And so I used Locker Talk, which is a Cricut, earlier Cricut. It says from 2007. And in this book, you'll see that it's all kinds of school embellishments, and I am going to make the book stack, the stack of books, the single book. I am going to then go back towards the back where they have individual grades, like kindergarten, preschool, first and second grade, third and fourth, fifth and sixth, and middle school, junior high, and high school and college. And I am going to make a high school embellishment. And so that is from this book, Locker Talk. And what happened is I recorded this video twice and did not hit the start button. So this is going to be a share. This is the single book, and if I zoom in for you, there you go. That's the single book. Here is a stack of books that I did and kind of glued them together and did some pen markings to give it a little bit more pizzazz. And here is the negative that was left over from cutting of the title that I used on my layout. So let me zoom back out, and we are going to look at a layout I completed. Oh, I also did a backpack. And so here is the layout that I have completed. And I want you to see, well, first of all, this is 2021 when New York State went back to in-class schools after the pandemic. And this is Megan and Minda and Timothy. And this one will go in, there's Megan and Timothy, Megan's album, because she is in high school. I'm not sure what year until I talked to her parents, but you can see here is the single book that I made for an embellishment. There's the stack of books. There is the backpack that I made from the same cartridge, and here is my title, High School. And so what I did is I had two photos. This is 4x6 and this is a 3x4, and I mounted them on white paper, and then I put them on this notebook style paper and framed it in a black background. And then I made my clusters. I kind of offset the photos a little bit. You can see they're not on there straight, they're slightly slanted. I put my backpack here with some enamel dots and some star stickers. There's my multiple stack of books. These are a couple labels. This is a sticker, all smiles. Down here is the single book. This is pre-printed on the page. Put some enamel dots in my locker sticker. Up here is the title, High School, which is 3 layers. Actually, all of these are 3 layers because the backpack is outlined in black, and then there's orange, and then there's the different color blue. Down here, the book has the black outline, the blue book, and kind of the off-white pages. And so here I had a black background, blue, and then the letters were cut in light for high school, in white for high school. And then these are the cutouts from this little thing. And then I used the negative to make another high school label that I will use on a different layout. I put a couple of stars, some enamel dots, a year to remember, and then this page came together very, very quickly. So I made on my channel yesterday with the hop I do small scraps, big embellishments, big impact. I made some other back to school and school type embellishments. And I took what was left over from making those embellishments and these, and I made a couple of card fronts. So let me, I think I'll just turn this layout over and we will look at, this is one card front. These are little pieces left over from making a school bus. And I put a few on the inside. And so this is a card front that I can use. I can probably put a sentiment here and a little icon, and that will be a nice card. This is from other parts of making the school bus. Because the school bus I had to cut dark blue, and no, I had to cut yellow, black, silver, and the red. And then the other colors came from scraps from making the embellishments from today. And so I did a few on the inside, and I picture putting a sentiment here or here and maybe an icon, and that is a great card front. Then I took the scraps from making these embellishments. You always end up with a huge pile of scraps, and I punched out circles and I made this card out of the blues and oranges. And then I took the lavender that was left over, these purples that were left over from what I made for yesterday's video, and I went into my pink stash of circles and I made this card front. So I ended up with 4 card fronts. I ended up with a layout, and I have some extra embellishments. So that is my layout share for you today. Well, my video share, I guess we'll call it, because it's card fronts and it's embellishments and it's one layout. And I hope that you will join us for Stash Revival next month on the first day of the month. And I hope you enjoyed this, and I will be using what I have created, hopefully, to make other layouts, because that's one thing that I have not been getting done, is finishing layouts from embellishments I make. So that's a goal of mine before the end of the year, to use up the ones that I have made. All right, my friends, take care. We will hopefully have another video up soon. Just a little life update. This month of July had been a little hectic. Hubby was in the hospital for medication adjustments, but he's fine now. And then he's retired, and so we're getting used to retirement, and we have a retirement party coming up Sunday of this week. And I have made 26 dozen cookies with some help. There are peanut butter, and there are big soft white sugar, there are chocolate chip, there are ginger snaps, there are chocolate crinkles, and seems like there's another type peanut butter, if I didn't say that. Some of my family's absolute favorite cookies, and Jay's favorites. His mom's making snickerdoodles. So we will have cookies and sandwiches and some salads to celebrate his retirement, and we're going to be doing some adjustments as we figure out what retirement is going to look like and how being home together for the entire day will look like. So my friends, I hope you enjoy that little life update and chat, and take care, and happy crafting.